Okay, it is 3:23 in the morning. I am up to here with my nerves. I know I've said I was gonna make a happier joy video, whatever, but here we are at 3 freaking 24 in the morning talking about this because I was just trying to eat some damn Cinnamon Toast Crunch, scrolling through my phone, looking at the U.S. Soccer's official page, their most recent post. I know that's really crappy, but you can at least make out what the post is. I think it's their most recent at the time of this recording. 24 hours away, U.S. Versus Guyana, just talking about the Gold Cup. Okay, cool. I'm personally, I'm holding my breath over this. U.S. team is interesting. We'll just leave it at that. But we're not going to talk about the men's team. We're going to talk about the women's team. First, I want to start out this video by just reading a couple of comments on here. And here we go. Alexander saying, quote, "I forgot we even had a men's team." No, you didn't. But okay, at least you didn't make a comparison. We'll get to those. Those are my favorite. Now U.S. women's team versus Sweden on the 20th is way better, more worth the wait. Probably in this circumstance, I mean, USA is playing Guyana. Shouldn't be a game. We'll see. Women are way better. No, they're not. They're not, and we'll get to that. But women all the way. Men's team is a cartoon. I think the U.S. women's national team could beat the men at this point. Can we have the women's team play instead of our men? You wouldn't want that. But this has also, by the way, 7 likes. 7 freaking likes. Javier, who I hope is trolling, says men's soccer team sucks. How many World Cups they got? Not even watching the game already to know they won't do what a women can do. 13-0. And that right there is going to drive home the point for the rest of this video. Shut the hell up. It is one thing to be proud of the women's team. It really is. And I tried, dear God, to get behind them. I really did. And it was already hard enough to do that. It really was. It wasn't for the fact that they let Hope Solo, who got into some domestic violence trouble, back onto the pitch. Oh, let's be honest, if it was anybody else who couldn't either play or a man, for God's sakes, maybe one of the lesser tier mans, I don't know if, let's just say theoretically lawyers, that Clint Dempsey got into trouble like that, maybe he would let back on. I don't know. I don't want to speculate about that, but facts are facts. They let her back on to play. They let Megan Rapinoe's ass protest the national anthem, which in other aspects, I don't agree with it, but I understand because it's a private corporation. But when your ass is representing the United States and yet you feel the need to protest because it's trendy, not because you actually care, otherwise you wouldn't be taking a paycheck from the USA team. You wouldn't be playing for the USA team if you felt like they were that oppressive. I could forgive that. I could forgive that if the fact that you're demanding a lawsuit, even though financially it makes absolutely zero sense that you're demanding a lawsuit, I could forgive that. I could forgive all of that. The culture behind the women's team was so ignorant. And I really think it started with the lawsuit. I think once the lawsuit broke out, we had this conversation within U.S. Soccer about why. And there's the people that are ignorant about the situation and the people that understand. And then there's people like me who really want to just support both sides but are caught in the crossfire because of just ignorance. It's frustrating because you want the program of serious soccer fans to grow. And mind you, I did not pull these comments from like ABC Sports, ESPN. These comments came from U.S. Soccer's official Facebook page, meaning that they at least at one point took enough of an interest of soccer to go like the official national team's page. And yet they are so damn ignorant just to throw this kind of crap out. It bothers me. It really does bother me. And I gave them one more chance. I gave the ignorance one more chance. Then the Thailand game happened. You know what happened? They won 13-0. And we're not even going to talk about how many goals they scored. I'm happy that they scored 13. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to win by 20, 30, 40. I don't give a crap. Goal differential does matter. I understand. We're not even going to go talk about the scoreline. What we are going to talk about, though, is celebrating past 5 is a little ridiculous. I'm sorry. It is. Look at Germany versus Brazil in the semifinal. Germany scored 5, they stopped. Tahiti versus Spain, that was classy. Jumping and cradling each other's arms after goal number, not 1, 2, 3, 12 Goal number 12, ridiculous. And people who defend that, the team that goes on and defends that, ridiculous. The woman correspondent on ESPN FC goes on there and tries to defend that, ridiculous. And the people who are actually being facetious on US Soccer's page about it, ridiculous. It's an unwritten rule of soccer. You just don't celebrate after 5. You just don't celebrate when you're racking up the score or you feel like it's expected of you. And it was expected of you. The defending champs coming in to play a ragtag team in their first ever Women's World Cup. Look, in conclusion, I really could forgive it all. I could forgive it all if it wasn't for the fact that the fan base is so divided and whatever the women's team does, it's just so amazing, and it should be just no criticism about them. And for the most part, that is true. It is true. They are amazing. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're amazing. They're amazing in the women's game. Amazing. Don't ever, though, if you want to be taken seriously, compare the women's performances to the men's performances, and you'll just look smarter for it. I promise you. The reason why I think I get so mad about this is it's not because I'm misogynistic or I really hate the women's team or any of that. It's just because, actually, if you really, really think about it, you might gather traction and respect, and if you're honest, you'll gain those things. I promise you. You'll gain a following that is respectful. I promise you. But now look what you've made now. You've made a civil war on Facebook. Every day I get on here, it's a civil war. This is the Traveling Poke. Fix the mess. Stop being ignorant. Stop it.